Hi there and welcome to my Guitarfingers tuition video for the Trinity College song Andante by Sor. It's the number 8 from the 24 studies of Op31. If you're playing at this intermediate level, you might be interested in playing some more well-known pieces. I've transcribed 4 nice high-level pieces down to the intermediate level in my Guitarfingers Book 3. The songs are the well-known songs of Capriccio Arab by Tariga and Gran Vols by Tariga, Cancel del Lidra, a Catalonian folk song, and Sons de Carolus, which are all songs that people really like to play but tend to have to wait for a little period of time from intermediate until they can learn to play those pieces. But I've transcribed them down to this level, about grades 5 and 6 in the Trinity College syllabus, to enable you to play them, have some lovely songs to play with. Right, so going back to Andante, this is a lovely song. It's split into 2 parts, so we'll call it an A section and a B section. The A section is in A major, so remember your 3 sharps, of course, and the B section is in A minor. Lots and lots of really good musical features in here, primarily playing in thirds, so always worth just taking a little bit of time in looking at the notes of the thirds. So for example, if we just start here with A and C, and then we go to D and B, C sharp and E, we could play that as an open string if we want, or we could play here, C sharp and E. Okay, then we could do D and F sharp, E and G sharp, F sharp and A, and we can just keep going really up in thirds. There's our G sharp and B, and in fact the highest one that's in the song is the A and C sharp there. So kind of just getting used to playing in thirds, doing these kind of practice exercises will really help you. I just played the wrong one there, so let's just try that again. So we've got A and C sharp, B and D, C sharp and E, D and F sharp, E, G sharp, and so on. Great fun, really nice way of just adding musicality to your music and just getting used to playing in thirds up and down the guitar neck. So I'd practice that before you start really. The music itself takes care of the phrasings in a way. You can kind of hear where phrases start and finish, but we are going to look at that in more detail. It just gives a structure to the song, so you just don't feel you're playing note after note after note. So straight away, let's have a look at the first little part. We start in the second position here with, and I'd put finger 1 on the C sharp. Get finger 4 prepared, ready for the A. We're not going to play that just at the moment, but just get your hand nice and stretched out, ready to be able to play that note. Okay, you can see what I was doing there. So I'm keeping my C sharp down and just adding the A in. Okay, I'll stop there before just going into the next part, and you can see straight away that already the song is beginning to sound like the thirds. There's one of your thirds. There's the next set of thirds. I just often add a little staccato to the first ones of these kind of repeated figures, just to give it a little bit of nice musicality. Okay, so now we come up for this B and D there, down to the G sharp and B. So okay, there's a little repeat figure that comes in, and we start a variation of the first phrase with just a little variation at the end to end it off. So straight away we can see that playing in thirds here is a very important feature of the song. The dotted notes, so for example, where we come up in bar 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there we've got 1A and A2 and ta 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 ta. That's what we're really looking for musically wise. Okay, that's a kind of almost like the end of the phrase, we've got that high E again as a start-off note. But emphasise the chord on beat 1. Beat 1's a stronger beat here, and that's the emphasis we should have. So I'm going to play the first 8 bars, and let's see how just putting that little bit of phrasing feel in there, being clear at the end of bar 4 into bar 5, kind of just breaks the song and allows it to breathe a little bit. Quieten down, ready to go into the next phrase, which is in P piano. One thing I did want to mention here is one thing that I did when I came to bar 5. Instead of playing an open B here, I just varied it, just kind of for my own interest really, and played that fingers 3 and 4. So 3 playing the B, 3 playing the B, and then the G sharp. And so got finger 3 ready for when it says play the A and the F sharp. Just kind of a nice way. You don't have to play the B as open B all the time, and it just allows you to move into that position with the fingers ready. Right, so we've ended up with this E major chord. Keep everything ringing on. Piano, maybe just go slightly more testo to get a nice warmer sound here. Then the dissonant chord, the D and the E, and then finger 3 goes down on the B. Okay, the alternating bass line there with the G sharp, remember using finger 2. Straightforward. Just keep everything held down really as you're playing through there, and it just makes everything ring nicely. And then we've got a repeating figure here, but now G sharp E. So maybe musicality, what we could do here is we're P piano at the end of this little 2-bar phrase. Sorry. And then we come up, I go slightly more ponticello. As we go to MF, and it just gives it a nice different sound. Okay, and you get the idea. So now we can add different tones to what we're playing as well. Right, so looking at bar 12. Okay, now we've got our ascending thirds. You can see I put my thumb on string 5 ready, so when I want to play the A basses, now I'll start playing them. Little pause maybe and a little bit of vibrato at that high point there, and then that brings us down for the rundown. Okay, so let's just have a look at that in more detail. So we've got the A and C sharp, dotted note again, ta ta ta. Yeah, before we go down to the G sharp, A, F sharp and A. So I've held that with a bit of vibrato. Yeah, and just gone down there. I played the F sharp and D here instead of here. Okay. Again, it just allows you to learn these notes in different positions. Then the C sharp and the E there. And what it really means is that when you play this D bass with the C sharp and E, it just means that you're in position just to move the fingers down to here, which is quite nice really, I quite like that. So I'll just play that again. Right, so you get the idea. Go slowly through it. It's Andante, it's not a fast-paced tempo song anyway, and it will just allow you to get used to these notes a little bit easier. Right, so the second part, We go to A minor, it says piano, dolce, so let's go a little bit warmer sound up here and go quiet. Okay, so you can see that I've got my hand, as soon as I come up here, I've got my finger 3 prepared, ready for that C. So that's all we're playing. Don't try to play, obviously, C down here because you're just going to struggle to reach. So that's why we need the C at fret 5 on string 3. Okay, just a little bit louder when we come to this chord now. You can see that when I come up to here for this B, and we're moving up to this E7th chord here, E, G sharp, D, I just put all my fingers down together, which I find a lot easier to do. So try, when you're getting used to playing this chord, come up and put all 4 fingers down. Maybe just put the B down first to help you. Yeah, and you'll find that a lot easier to play. Just pop finger 2 on the A then, keep fingers 3 and 4 down. So then you pop finger 2 on the A. Okay, so we've come from, and then you just move down with the bass. Fingers 1 and 2 there. I don't tend to do this. I don't do this. Okay, because we can get that kind of slidey sound, and I think really that's a little bit nicer to play. A little bit clearer in articulation on the notes there. Okay, so we've got another E. Finger 4 goes up to C, so we've walked really up all the way now from A, B, up to C. I'm just using IMs here. I'm not using my thumb for the lower high note. I'll use my thumb when the D comes in. So I've got, now I've got my D bass, G bass. Big stretch, fingers 2 and 4 to play that B and F natural there. Keep finger 1 down as you just play the C and the E. Slide those 2 fingers down, 1 and 4, and then put finger 3 on the F. There's our G7th chord, G, F and D. Okay, so really nice little phrase to play all the way through there, but just build the dynamics as you go through as written to help you. Right, so that takes us to bar 22, 23, 24 and 25. So we get, and I put a half bar right here in 25 because I'm going to play a D as well at there. So I don't want to jump fingers, so I put a little half bar after the E. So the G's a half bar. Now stretch finger 4 for B flat, and there's my D underneath. So just take the bar A back, release the bar A for the E and G now. Sorry. Now it comes down. Keep those fingers down as we play the ascending bass B to C. Now fingers 2 and 3 on the B and D. And as you bring that down, you put finger 1 on D sharp. Okay, finish off with that E chord. So we get, this is bar 29. Fingers 1 and 3 now on B and D, and that allows you to move down to the E with finger 2, E chord, an A minor chord again. And then you're back off to the start of the song.